มาพศ46มาค้าขายมาหาขายของหาตังภูเก็ตอยากมาแหละเมืองภูเก็ตเป็นเมืองท่องเที่ยวหาตังง่ายชีวิตแต่ก่อนก็อยู่บ้านแหละทำไร่ทำนาแต่มันไม่ค่อยได้เยอะก็เลยคิดอยากมาภูเก็ตมาหาตังภูเก็ตเพราะว่ามันรายได้ดีมันก็อยู่บ้านมันก็ยากจนใช่ไหมยากจนก็เลยมาแต่ก่อนมากับลูกสาวแต่ทีนี้มาแต่ก่อนก็ยากจนแต่มันยังขายไม่ได้ใช่ไหมแต่นี้ก็ขายได้ขึ้นดีหน่อยเขารู้จักคนมากมาขายอยู่ตรงนี้ได้5 ปีแล้วมาอยู่ตรงนี้คนอีสานนะทำส้มตำไก่ย่างข้าวเหนียวมีความสุขก็อยู่ได้สบายใจเพราะว่าหาตังค์ได้ป้าชอบตำส้มตำเพราะว่าเห็นคนมากินเยอะชอบคนมากินคนก็ชอบป้าก็ทำเพื่อให้คนกินเพื่อมีเขากินแล้วมีความสุขชอบทำให้คนกินป้าเห็นคนอื่นกินเขามีความสุขป้าก็มีความสุขเหมือนกัน
We are continuing at La Casasina in Santa Fe, New Mexico. And next up is the quail. It's grilled natural Vermont quail, edamame, some braised bok choy, and that's right over here. There's the bok choy. There's the quail. Look at those lovely grill marks. And what a nice little bird that is. Nice, petite, and should be packed full of flavor. I've got a bite ready to go right here. Excellent. Very, very, very nice protein. Tastes delicious. So that's another winner here from La Casasina. And again, we're in New Mexico.
Hello, welcome to the Winslow Food Forest. Once again, this episode is very serious. We're going to be talking about asparagus. Marcel Proust once said, and I quote, "Asparagus transforms my chamber pot into a flask of perfume." This is gross. It's a really gross smell. If you eat a lot of asparagus and you urinate, the compounds break down into like sulfuric ammonia, kind of really disgusting smells, foul odors. Luckily, only a very few people can actually smell that. It's as low as like 10 to 20% of people that can actually smell that odor in the piss. You are very special. Very special. The Egyptians were reverent of asparagus. Akhenaten and his wife Nefertiti thought of it as the food of the gods. Akhenaten was the crazy revolutionary emperor that believed in a monotheistic god, and he believed that that god liked asparagus a lot. The Romans loved asparagus. The Greek, going back before the Romans, they loved asparagus. There are murals in Pompeii that depict asparagus. Does your urethra hurt? Hippocrates said that it makes that better. It makes your urethra stop hurting. It's a diuretic. It's good for diarrhea. In the Middle Ages, everybody forgot about it. After the Roman Empire fell, boom, no one ate asparagus. They barely thought about it, except during that time, just like knowledge and civilization, the Arabs grew it. Thanks to Arabic peoples, while civilization was going into the shitter, they were growing asparagus and eating asparagus and doing math and things like that, and they kept the spark of civilization alive while Europe was devolving into hyperviolence. during the Dark Ages, while everyone had forgotten about it, something happened. People started eating it a little bit. The 1500s and the Middle Ages. There are traditions that go way, way back. Monasteries would grow asparagus and then bury the shoots, and the shoots wouldn't get any sun, so they turned white. White asparagus is extremely popular in continental northwestern Europe. In fact, that's pretty much like, that's what asparagus is. It's white. Basically, Europeans love it when it's white. The Bavarian city of Nuremberg, not only do they love hanging Nazis, there's also a festival in April where they celebrate asparagus. All week long, they eat tons of asparagus. There's a queen of asparagus. Asparagus is a crazy vegetable. It's a crazy kind of guy. Like, its cells are going like, it's going crazy. You can almost watch asparagus grow. It can grow like 6 inches, like just like looking at it. Its metabolism is off the charts. You don't really think about plants breathing, but they do. They breathe just like people. They respirate. Once they're cut and go to market, they go bad like really quick because they're so alive and they're on fire with activity. Something about you should know about asparagus is it's an investment. It takes asparagus at least 3 years to start really coming into its own. But spring after spring, you're gonna get new shoots. And asparagus live as long as like your dachshund, as long as your pooch. It lives like 15 to 20 years, and it's gonna produce so much food, and it's gonna be so good for the soil. Asparagus roots can be up to like 6 feet. They reach right into the ground. It's extremely nourishing to the ecology. Asparagus are said to be excellent companion plants for tomatoes because the tomato repels the asparagus beetle, and the asparagus beetle likes to get all up in the asparagus and its shit up. Likewise, asparagus probably repels some of the harmful nematodes that affect tomatoes. So it's like a win-win, asparagus and tomatoes, yin and yang. It's like Sonny and Cher. No, they divorced. Asparagus and tomatoes, mom and dad. Asparagus is the guy, tomatoes is the mom. The tomato is like the queen. It's like the woman. It's like, listen, asparagus is extremely high in folic acid. It makes your whole body juicy. Asparagus are famed for their supposed aphrodisiac qualities. There is a term here that people use, which is a psychophysiological aphrodisiac, because the asparagus kind of looks like certain parts of the human anatomy. Like, if you look at it, it kind of does. Asparagus were banned in girls' schools during the Victorian times because they're too phallic. A woman during Victorian times was supposed to smell their husband's piss, because if the husband had been eating asparagus, it might stink, and that would be a sure sign that he was sleeping around. He was spreading himself all over town. Asparagus is a beautiful plant. You can think of beauty as being synonymous with protection. It's like a very traditional belief to equate those two things. And if you think about it, like, vegetables are very beautiful. We have developed them in order to accentuate their beautiful qualities. Asparagus, for instance, grows in the wild, and it doesn't look anything like this. It looks a little bit like this, but like, this is like a more pronounced and beautiful version of the original wild asparagus plant. It protects you against heart disease, against cancer. It protects you against circulation issues. If you wanted to live in a mythopoetic reality, you could say that asparagus actually protects you against certain evil influences or spirits. It protects you against deviations from the beautiful and the good in life, just like all vegetables. This guy, he's really good. He's a good guy. You should get to know him very well. You can get to know him for years and years and years. Thanks for joining us today. I hope that you enjoy asparagus as much as I do. If you eat a bunch of asparagus and then you urinate and it smells really bad, just plug your nose and know that it's all for the good. And if you are growing asparagus, keep growing it. It's a good idea. Y'all take it easy. Bye.